Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another NASCAR race review. Wow, this one was fantastic. I mean, this race, pretty much the entire way through, was just great. From the beginning, Rex, really good racing, especially the last 20 laps. I mean, the last 20 laps were some of the best racing this year, and this year has really been good just overall. So, I wasn't going to do this race until, the last 30 laps. As you can see in the title of the thumbnail, that's what this race was about. It is going to be Chase Elliott versus Kyle Busch for the next several weeks, and this is going to be fun. So, I don't like Kyle Busch very much. I don't like his attitude. I don't like the way he races. He's very, very aggressive. There's a lot of reasons I've never really liked how he drives. And tonight, perfect example of another reason why Kyle Busch is, I mean, he's good for NASCAR, but I don't like him at all. Let's put it that way. So, let's just get right into it. You saw it in the thumbnail. I'm sure you've seen the video already. Chase Elliott, I think, had the best car all night long. Denny Hamlin really had a strong car at the end. He ended up winning the race. We'll talk about that here in a second, but, Denny Hamlin had a really strong car. Martin Truex had a really good car in the middle of the race. Boyer had a good car until he crashed. And Elliott, those top four guys, Harvick was up there, I guess, too. But those guys really were solid. And, the race with like 47 laps to go before Eric Jones hit the wall, great racing. And once he hit the wall and Elliott took the lead, it was Elliott's race. He was going to win the race. Caution comes out. I think that was the Boyer crash. Boyer wrecks. Caution comes out. They have to redo it. Or maybe that was the Kenseth one. Regardless, it doesn't matter. The point is, Elliott had the best car. Pit strategy didn't really work for him because he got stuck behind a couple of cars, and that's where we build up to this. So, Denny Hamlin's in first. He had to stay out because of his tire situation. Busch just beat him off of pit road. Elliott was in fourth, I think. Harvick was in third, or Keselowski was in there somewhere. So, Elliott's on the top row, second row on the top side. And he had the best car. You saw him fly out of turn 3, and he was going to get up to Hamlin's bumper. And then there's about a 2-car length gap between Elliott and Harvick. And here comes Busch. Just comes up, boom, clips him, and Elliott goes flying into the infield wall. And to me, it looked like it was totally on purpose. I do not see Kyle Busch, 2-time champion, one of the best drivers in the race. Today he really did well getting up to the front of the field. He's one of the best guys in NASCAR, best drivers in NASCAR. There's no way that he doesn't. There's no way that he would make that kind of mistake on the straightaway when he was way down here. I don't know if this is a great representation or not, but he's way down here, Elliott's up here, and then he just comes up here. No, there was so much space back here that he totally could have pulled into. He did it on purpose, and of course, Elliott flips him off. I don't blame him. Now, I don't think it was the greatest, thing to do, but I don't blame him. Elliott turned on purpose, and he was going to win the race. There was no doubt in my mind it was going to be him or Hamlin, but no doubt in my mind that Elliott wouldn't have won that race. You saw him shoot out like a rocket in turn 3, and he was gonna win the race. I don't know how to say it otherwise. He had the fastest car in that little short run speed in that half a lap, and he was right up on Hamlin's bumper. I think it's pathetic. I think Kyle Busch, he's going to get it coming to him in the next couple of weeks. I hope Elliott turns him twice in Charlotte. I hope every time for the next 5 races he gets the opportunity to turn Busch, he does. And even if he doesn't, maybe he takes the higher road. It's going to happen. It's going to happen when Busch doesn't want it, right? You look back to last year, getting off side topic a little bit, but, when Truex got screwed by Logano, maybe that was 2 years ago now. Truex gets screwed by Logano, races him clean at Martinsville, and then gets bumped by Logano. Logano goes on to win the championship. Things like that happen. I'm sure, Truex is going to remember that, but I hope Elliott remembers this. And like I said, flipping him off, I get it. I don't know if it's appropriate, but can you blame him? Like I said, I think it was on purpose. It appeared that Gustafson thought it was on purpose. Busch didn't seem to apologize. He even said the F word on national television, and Mike Joy had to apologize for that because you're not allowed to say that on television. But the point being, I hope Elliott, returns the favor when it matters to Kyle Busch eventually. But otherwise, it was a fantastic race. Like I said, the last 35 laps or so were great. I mean, you had Keselowski, Harvick, Hamlin, and Elliott battling for that 10-lap window between the two cautions. I'm an Elliott fan as well. When Jimmy Johnson retires, Elliott's gonna be my favorite driver. But I tell you, it's just like that 10 laps was fantastic. That was the race. My heart was pumping. I was holding on to my phone. I was holding on to the beanbag and the blanket that I had. I was like, oh my gosh, what a race this is. And Elliott kept holding him off, and then he'd side draft him into the corner. It was great. And it just sucks that Elliott, that's how he turns out. So I have the standings here. Looks like Elliott's going to finish 38th. 38th, because that was a clean race. I mean, by almost everybody. Ryan Preece blew up at the beginning, so that didn't help him. But Chase Elliott's going to finish 38th because of this. That's pathetic. And like the announcers were saying as well, Mike Joy and Jeff Gordon were saying, this is going to help Kyle Busch because the rain came out, and that's why Denny Hamlin ended up winning, was the rain came out. They called the race. I mean, I'm not a Denny Hamlin fan, but he wins all the time, and he's just kind of weird, So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Denny Hamlin anymore. He used to be my favorite driver a long time ago, or second favorite behind Jimmy Johnson. But I don't know. I'm glad it's not Kyle Busch. I'm glad it's not Keselowski. I'm glad it's not Logano. So, Denny Hamlin, that's fine. I mean, it was a good win for him. I really like Bowyer's performance. He won the first two stages. He looked solid. And then, it was like the start of stage 3 when he didn't have the field position that he did for most of the race. He kind of got shuffled back to like 6th and 7th. He wasn't in the top 3. That's when he really started to struggle. And then during that third stage, or maybe it was even a little bit into the second stage, it looked like he really started to wear his left front tire down, and it just didn't look clean on his car. So I don't know if he was just really running that downforce on the left front, but he had a good car until then. And it really stinks that he couldn't pull out a good finish. I don't know where he finished. He finished 22nd. So, I mean, not a great day for him, but he got 2 playoff points for winning the 2 stages. I think it was pretty solid. A couple of other guys who had really good runs, like I said, Martin Truex Jr. had a good day. Jimmy Johnson, I tell you, he was starting to creep up. Him and Kyle Busch, they both started at the bottom. I mean, Byron even too. Where did he finish? Byron finished 12th. Those 3 guys in particular, they started the way back for this race due to the way the starting grid was set, because the way you finished basically. So those 3 guys, I mean, they really started to work up towards the front at the end of the race. That was really good to see. I mean, Byron was up in 3rd and 4th during the second and early parts of the 3rd stage. Jimmy really never got going until the end. He was right around 10th this last couple of laps, but he really could never get going. He got 8th, though. I'm pretty happy with that. Busch ended up getting 2nd, of course. But, they really struggled at the beginning because they were so far back, and, I mean, that really didn't help them. But, what can you do? Top 10 for Jimmy. I guess I'll put it that way. But let's go through the standings. I'll give you the top 10. So Denny Hamlin gets his second win of the season, won the Daytona 500. Once you win a race, I would rather see other people win a race, unless it's Jimmy Johnson or Chase Elliott. That's kind of the way I look at it. But you can't have your way all the time. So Denny Hamlin gets his second win of the season. Busch gets second. I hope he gets last ever race from now on. Harvick finishes 3rd. Good day for him, running the same exact car, so good for him. Keselowski had a strong car right at the end. He got 4th. Eric Jones gets 5th. Good bounce back for him after hitting the wall there and allowing Elliott to get in front of him. So good bounce back and fixing that damage and staying up towards the front, finishing top 5. Logano gets 6th. Almirola 7th. Johnson 8th. Matt DiBenedetto, he was running 2nd. I believe after that caution, he stayed out with Hamlin. Ends up 9th. Not a bad day for him. And Truex gets 10th. That's pretty much all you need to know. So top 10, but yeah, that's a tough break for Elliott. I feel so bad for him, and like I said, he's gonna give it to Busch here when I hope it matters. You know, when the championship's on the line, I hope he takes himself out if he has to and puts Busch in the wall. You know, I never want him to get injured or anything, but you know, maybe wreck his race on lap 1 a couple times. You know, spin him 2 or 3 times on lap 1. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's gonna get interesting. And for somebody who hasn't watched NASCAR, because I know there was like 30% new viewership on Sunday, I'm sure they watched tonight as well. And if they didn't, they're gonna see this and they're gonna be like, "Hey, look at NASCAR. This is fun." So this is exciting. You know, feel terrible for Elliott. He should have won the race, but he'll get his chance. You know, they go to Charlotte. Hendrick Motorsports is really good at Charlotte. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.